ready and waiting to speak to us. Congratulations, Patrick. I think you can hear me OK. Thanks so much for speaking to us. It was a very tense watch, those final few moments. How relaxed were you on the sidelines?
He was tense. He was tense from the first minute. But you know, when you play against City, you have to be ready because they will have the possession, they will create chances, and I think the players managed our difficult situation quite really well.
Well, City have played against 27 different teams this season so far, Patrick. They've scored against 26 of them. Everyone, in fact, apart from Crystal Palace. So how can you explain that?
No, I think it was the team effort. I think both games that we play against them, we concede a lot of chances. And I think our keeper did a really good game, but our performances as a team was really good. And of course, when you play against City with the quality of players that they have, you will need a little bit of luck as well. And I think at time in both games that we played against them, we at time were lucky. But you know, you need as well to perform well, and I think we did it.
Patrick, I noticed in the game at the Etihad where you got joy against Manchester City, Conor Gallagher had a specific role to actually jump out of midfield and press Laporte. He did the same tonight, and you'd almost scored a goal in the first half. Can you just tell us what the thinking was behind that?
Yeah, but Conor is full of energy and he loves defending going forward. So we just wanted to use his energy and his positiveness, I will say, to close down the second central half. He's jumping from the midfielder quite really well with a lot of intensity. So he's quite really strong and managed to win a couple of balls. And we were unlucky that we didn't have the same kind of luck, I will say, than the first game that we played over there when we scored that goal.
Patrick, did you do anything differently in training in the lead up to this game than you would ordinarily do before another Premier League match, because they are such a different team to play against?
Yeah, we were really focusing on the defensive side of it, and we knew that we were not going to have the possession. It was really important for us is the midfielder five to be tight and compact, and to stop them finding those players inside the pocket, because we know that when they find those players, they become really dangerous. And I think at time we did it really well. We wanted to force the ball going wide, and from there started to put pressure on the ball. And I think today we had a really good game plan and the players executed really well.
Patrick, we speak a lot about Conor Gallagher in midfield and him coming in this season and the impact he's had, but I'm just wondering how important you feel your two centre-backs who come in the summer have been for the team.
Yeah, they are doing really well. Both of them are young. I really enjoyed working with them because they really want to learn. And when you're looking at the past partnership are getting stronger and stronger. You know, when we don't concede goals against them, you're looking at the team performance, but especially with the two central backs that we have, we play with a lot of confidence, and they are quite really strong defenders as well.
I know there's a lot of football still to be played in this season, Patrick, but it feels like a good moment really to assess your progress so far with you as manager. Can you give us an idea of how you think the season's gone?
We want to make the end of the season really exciting. You know, we want to win more games in the league. We want to finish as high as we can, and we always talk about having a good run in the FA Cup. We're still in that competition, and it will be a massive game against Everton. And if we manage to win that one, it will be really exciting of the season. And when you look at our fans today, I think they deserve this kind of performances, and we want to give them something because they've been fantastic for us since the beginning of the season.
They were amazing tonight. Just one more, Patrick. We are talking, of course, tonight about the title race as well. Can you give us an idea of the level of these teams that you're up against? Manchester City, Liverpool, who are fighting out at the top.
Yeah, I think we are talking about, I will put Chelsea in that bracket as well. I think those three teams are the best 4 or 5 teams in Europe. You're looking at the number of players that they have in the squad, and you're looking at how they play. They make the game look really easy. They've got the quality, the technical ability to dribble, to make the right decision. I think, yeah, he will be really exciting at the end of the season for the title.
We certainly hope so. Congratulations tonight, Patrick. Thanks so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
First season in the Premier League. Bringing a whole load of new players, bringing the average age down. They're safe with 10 games to go. How do you assess it?
Incredible. Said it, I think, probably a few weeks ago that if you just seen Crystal Palace in the bottom part of the season, bottom half of the table, fighting relegation at this point, I don't think we would have been surprised at the start of the season, because we thought that the shift from Roy Hodgson, an ageing squad, to Patrick Vieira would have been really difficult. But they've done really well. He's not only transformed the style, which I think is difficult to do when they've had such a sort of specific style for a number of years, but also I think just generally the fact that, you know, he's a fresh manager in that sense in this league. Difficult conditions. One of the teams that you would look at the start of the season could get dragged into it. I think it's a brilliant performance to be where they are at this moment in time. To be able to go up to 9 tonight if they'd won that game is the best that you could ever hope for, because that top 8 really are a sort of level above. I think you're aiming for 9th as being the best position you can finish if you're Crystal Palace.
I mean, what I like, listen, the game now a lot of the time is certainly coaches and we see in the Premier League are sometimes players who or managers who haven't had great careers or started a coaching career really early. And I think what's nice, and I think a lot of us in the game, you want to see the great players go on to become great managers. And at the moment we've got sort of Patrick Vieira, Steven Gerrard's just come to the Premier League, Frank's just joined again in terms of the Everton job.
Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta's another one. So it's nice sort of, and I think it's something that a lot of people are wanting in some ways, because a lot of people question, probably even ourselves as well, or why don't you go into coaching and managing? Sometimes, you know, people go into punditry or do different things. But I think it's nice that some of the great players now are actually managing in the Premier League rather than, you know, just, you know, coaches who've sort of built their career up, and credit to them as well. But I think it's something that we sort of want these, well, certainly I do, want to see these coaches do really well. They've been great players, and hopefully, you know, the 3 I've just mentioned, 3 or 4, can go on to be really great managers as well.
I thought the point he made around stopping those, you know, it's okay saying you can get 5 players behind the ball in that midfield and you can stop the ball going into the pockets, but to do it against Manchester City is hard work. Not many teams do. And it was very few and far between tonight that we saw Manchester City players in acres of space in those pockets that we sometimes see in many other games. You know, they were really, really disciplined. And
you were impressed at how brave they were on the ball, weren't they? And
yeah,
when they won the ball back, they were just clearing it.
The Liverpool fans sort of sat next to me, and obviously when they were sort of trying, when they were trying to dribble out like 25, 30 yards, something that drives me crazy when I see teams play against Manchester City is when they sort of win the ball back 15, 20 metres with the easiest thing in the world, just to boot it up pitch. That's exactly what they want you to do. Edison will be there, Laporte, Stones, Diaz, if he's playing, they'll be there. They'll just start and recycle. Actually, you're probably better off just taking a bit of a risk 25, 30 yards out when you've got players around the ball. You might win a free kick. You're going to give it away anyway. You might as well give it away where you're trying to play out and even have a chance to be courageous, brave, beat a man, get your counter-attack going. I thought they really did. And that's, I think, probably Patrick Vieira's understanding of Manchester City. The teams that understand playing against Manchester City now recognise you cannot just get the ball, win it back and then boot it clear. You're just going to end up giving it straight back to them. You've got to be brave and courageous in that first pass. It might be a little bit against the grain, because you're basically taking chances in areas of the field that you wouldn't ordinarily do it, but you have to play against City. You can't just keep giving it to them back. I mean, it's hard enough as it is.